Welcome back. We continue live right here at Pittsburgh CW. Bob Pompeani and Paul Zeise with you on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Have a couple of tweets here. Ron Brown says, I graduated with Paul. He makes us Warriors proud. Ron Brown, do you know Ron?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and Jared Stark says, what do you guys think the Steelers will do with Artie Burns moving forward? Hope he gets better, because they're not going to get rid of him.
Well, this is what, year 3 for him or 4?
It'll be 4.
He probably, this is the end for him, right?
He has to have, I think it's 4, right? Or maybe it's 3.
I don't know, whatever. I think his time
seems
is,
like 10.
His time is running short. That's what, you know.
All right, let's go to line 5. Mark in the North Hills. Hey, Mark, what's up?
Hey, guys, great show.
Thanks.
I need a martini after that, but...
You listen, you eavesdrop. You weren't supposed to hear that.
Would you not be surprised if AB comes out of that meeting with Dan Rooney II and says, okay, guess what? I want to play for the Steelers again? And
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, he can come back and say, oh, guess what, Steeler Nation, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah.
But don't you think that depends on what the offer of a trade might be? If the Steelers are offered a second round or a first round and a player, that to me is a whole different than offered a 5th round pick, like some are saying.
I don't know about that. But my second point was I wanted to ask Paul, there was the coach from Temple that went to Miami. He knows a lot about college football.
Yep.
Don't you think that those college players should just be able to just leave if that coach isn't going to I'm asking Paul that.
Okay,
I mean, I don't want to offend you, but yeah, Paul, what do you think about that? I know your son played in college at Pitt, and I'll hang up after that. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
What was the question?
He wanted to know.
Al Golden left and went to Miami?
No, he's talking about the guy who went now and is the head coach of Miami.
He's the head coach of Georgia Tech, isn't he? Temple's guy. Oh, you're right. Yeah, it's right. The guy got hired
Cruz,
for like
right? Or whatever his name is.
Manny Diaz or whatever.
Yeah, but he just signed with Temple and he used that to get the job.
Well, no, he left Miami and went to Temple, got the job, and then like a week and a half later, Mark Richt retired.
Mark Richt retired, right?
And so they said, "Come on back."
Right. And he did that, and that's to me, that's what he's saying. Are the players?
But see, I don't think that's relevant to what the players do.
I do.
Here's what's relevant to what the players do. When he was at Temple or Miami, if he wanted to end one of his players' scholarships, he could. He could just cut a guy. He could say, I need your scholarship, bye.
Right.
So to me, that's why guys should be able to leave and be eligible elsewhere. Because they can lose their scholarship at any time. These coaches can do it. That, to me, is more relevant than coaches because you're comparing, professions to student athletes, and it's different. But to me, the thing is, at the end of the year, if a coach says, hey, you know what, I got this great, you say you're the 3rd quarterback, you're on scholarship, and the coach says, hey, you know what, we got this great junior college quarterback coming in, you got to go.
I understand that, but I also think players should have the right to move if those guys do it.
But that's what I'm saying.
They're the ones recruiting and changing their whole lives around with what turns out to be a hollow promise. They should have the right.
It is, but also by the same token, you should choose your school based on more than just the coach.
But some don't. All right, Meredith Leonard says, do you and Paul both think Joe Flacco will succeed in Denver? He's 34 coming off a hip injury. First of all, I think John Elway has been a problem. Even though he started that thing off in Denver by bringing in Peyton Manning, convincing him to go there. But once he has spent a lot of high-end draft picks on quarterbacks who have given $36 million to Case Keenum. That didn't work, and now this. My answer is he'll be better than Case Keenum, even though Case Keenum was okay, but he'll be better.
Yeah, I think that I just think Joe Flacco is to the point in his career where he can't move. And if he can't move, he's going to get hit. And that's why he's getting injured a lot. I'll tell you the one thing he will do for Denver that Case Keenum couldn't do, he'll bring the deep ball. They'll be able to throw the ball down the field and make big plays in the passing game. But as far as him surviving the whole season, I'll be shocked.
Real quick, Jordan and Carnegie, make it quick, please, Jordan.
Oh, okay. My question is, don't you think it's time we let Bell and Brown go and move on with the drama?
Some people would say that's the best way to go and just clear it out and start over. But then again, Paul, you want some sort of compensation in this because you're losing 2 of the guys who are the very best of their trade.
Yeah. You can't just let them go for nothing. You've got to get something for them. But I agree. Once you move on from them, you're in good shape.
We'll see, though. I think this meeting and Antonio Brown will be interesting. Wouldn't you like to be a fly on the wall of that one?
Yeah.
And you wonder what the whole end game is. I still wonder. But if they don't get enough in return, they may very well figure out a way to get him back here and try to change whatever's been going on, and that's risky.
I can't see Antonio Brown coming back.
It's risky. All right, we got to take a break. We'll take it and come back with CW.